Hello, my friend. I hope all is well. Here we're going to go over a couple more topics for the new playlist called Maintenance and Troubleshoot. Today we will talk about maintenance checks covering barrel to action torque specs and trigger cleaning and lubing. If you found this helpful, please leave a like and subscribe with notifications of all new episodes. Alright, let's check this out. So I already removed the barrel and the action from my stock, which I showed you how to do in the last video. So I just wanted to show off now that I got it in the Short Action Customs modular barrel vise. This thing is so sweet. It's just this one 3/8 inch bolt tightens it down, but you can get inserts for whatever barrel size you have. Mine is 1.250. It's a straight barrel. So this is really nice. Now we'll move on to the torquing part. So of course on this, for the barrel torque, we're going to need a much bigger torque wrench. So this one is another Tecton. And this one is model 24335. Then we're going to use the Short Action Customs modular action wrench. Okay, this is modular because you can get different ends for whatever action you have, which is another fantastic thing. So I'm not going to take the action all the way off. I'm just going to loosen it and tighten it and just show you. So mine is 100 pounds. So let me set that up here. On the torque wrench, 100 foot-pounds. Which is right there. Then I'll tighten down the back of it. And I'll slide in my Short Action Customs action wrench. And I will put in my ratchet. Now, this takes some push because it's 100 pounds. And there you go, she broke loose. Okay. Now I'm going to tighten her back down. Get this wrench in the right position. So this will be 100 foot-pounds. And I put some, when I have this all apart, I clean the threads both on the outside of the barrel and inside the action. I'll clean them threads real good. And then I'll use some anti-seize, a little bit on there. There you go, you heard that. So we're all torqued in. Got to hit your bolt release, get it all apart. So that's something you want to check every once in a while. I've never had mine come loose, but it's just another one of them things, you know, you got stuff going on that you can't figure out. This is just another one to check. All right, next we'll get on to cleaning this trigger and lubing it. Now when I do this, I like to remove the trigger, which is on this Borden BRMXD action. You just remove this trigger hanger, it's called. And make note of its position. Although I'm not going to take it off, so if you just leave it on her, you'll be all right. And you can see, wow, that's pretty dirty there. Holy crap. I'm glad I thought of making this video because it needs cleaning. So what I use is I use brake cleaner. I'll spray it down in there the best I can, shake it out. Then I'm going to blow it out with air and make sure it's dry and everything. And then I'll lube it with the KG5 trigger lube cleaner. So you're going to hear the exhaust fan running in the background because this shit is really nasty. Brake cleaner. If you can do this outside, do it outside. But unfortunately, to show you this, I got to do it in here. So I'm going to put the nozzle down in there, make sure it gets in there. In here, in there. Everywhere I can get it. And don't worry, it's going to run through there. Now you can see how much is splashing all around. So that's good. Let me get my air hose now. Of course the compressor came on while I was trying to show you that. So I'm going to do this again. Get down in there in every nook and cranny that you can. Okay. She is blown out. Now let's hope the compressor doesn't come on again. Alright, now to the KG5 trigger lubricant. Of course the reflection is all over that. So this says to shake real well because the PTFF will settle over time. So you want to make sure this is shook up real well, which is what I'm doing right now, shaking it up. Just drop a couple drops down in there. Go underneath. And wherever you got a gap, put a couple drops in there. It'll work down in. Because what we're going to do is we're going to wipe off all the excess. Shake it around, whatever, make sure it gets in there. I'm just wiping it down now. Okay, now that we got it all wiped down, we're just going to put it back in. And we're going to cycle it a few times. Alright, you don't have to torque it real hard. Just get it in there nice and hand tight. You know how to. We don't want to overkill things. Now let me get my bolt. That'll help so I can cycle it a couple times. Now when you do this, make sure to lube your bolt. I've got about 1 pound of pressure on here. That's how I keep my trigger. Alright, so we're good to go on that. So those were just 2 more things, maintenance to do. There's not a whole lot to do to a rifle, but these are things you need to keep an eye on. You know, keep everything running smooth. This is all lubed up and ready to go, and I'm glad I went ahead and did that because it was dirty. So I will see you on the next video, which will touch base on a couple more things to keep doing. I'm going to put this all back together. So we'll see you later. Thank you for watching.